So, hi Tamara, and thank you for
Hi.
doing this interview. So my first question is, when and how did you decide that you want to be a musician? Like, was there a point when you realized that it's something that's more than a hobby, or that you're gonna devote your whole life to it, or did it happen more gradually?
Yes, so thank you for the invitation. Thank you for asking me. Actually, it was gradual for sure, and I would say that it wasn't really a decision to be a musician. So it was more that playing and singing was the thing what I was interested in. I was already singing when I was 3, 4. I was searching for a second voice when my mother was singing um, child songs, these little child songs. I tried to sing something else, a second voice, and then which was fun for me. So it was just like a playground, you know. And then when I was 6, I entered the church choir, where I sang through 10 years. I remember well that I had a friend. We lived in the same neighborhood in Budapest, and we were about 11, and we met on the street once, and I said hi, and she said that, hi, you are surely going to a music lesson, aren't you? And I said that, well, yes, how do you know? And then she just said that you're always going to a music lesson. And I said that, well, yes. And I didn't realize that because I was just interested to go to these solfège, piano. I learned oboe, I learned guitar, flute. It was just interesting for me. And then I realized, yeah, when I was about 12 or 13, that my life is quite full with music. But as I said, it wasn't an intellectual decision. So it was more a field which was like a magnet, I think, for me, or where I felt that it was very interesting for me. So I was trained as a concert pianist, classical concert pianist. Then I just gradually switched into jazz. My path is it's a bit traditional if I see my early age, but then it's not so traditional because of this two-track thing, that classical music and jazz, and then how can I switch in between? So it's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting, and it leads to my next question, that you're familiar with both the jazz and the classical world. So you have a university
I try to
degree
be, yeah.
in classical piano, and then you moved um, on to jazz singing and improvisation.
Yes.
So by seeing these two worlds, what do you think are the main differences or similarities? And yeah, how did
Yes.
that influence your artistic journey or your attitude?
Yeah, brilliant question. So it influences everything. So as a singer pianist, I feel myself very fortunate because of these two pillars, what I have. For me, classical music, it's an absolute reference aesthetically, regarding the structures, the whole perfection thing, the composition, um, the sounds. And in jazz, it's like yin and yang. In jazz, it's more the in the moment, being in the moment, trust the intuition and the instant, the spontaneous communication, which is really different in classical music. So they are like they're putting together the whole toolkit, what you need if you are a performer.
Mm.
If I analyze the two styles, classical music, I would say it's a melody based style. So it's based on melody, it's based on detailed perfection. and jazz is absolutely rhythm-based style, and it's based on intuition and spontaneous things, so that can give the beauty. And if you put them together, then you can be able to offer something which is special, and then you can, on the stage, then you can already trust your intuition if you have tools, vocally or pianistically.
Can you name a few of your primary influences, whether it be teachers or artists?
When I studied with Pete Churchill, a singer-pianist, English singer-pianist who teaches in Brussels, and he was a brilliant master for me in groove singing, groove playing, rhythm feel. Before, I had a brilliant singer teacher in Antwerp, also in Belgium, Inge Mintem. I learned CVT, complete vocal technique, with her, which is special vocal technique method which categorize the different singing types and the different singing sounds. And it helped me a lot to switch very fast between sounds. And if I go back in time, at the Liszt Academy, my greatest teacher was András Kamenes. He's a brilliant classical pianist and philosopher. Before that, when I was in my teen ages, there was a music theory teacher, Lenke Igo, and actually she helped me to understand the different styles of music. So we were singing a lot, we were conducting a lot, and with this active aspect, I started to understand, okay, what does it mean if I, for example, if I play or I sing something from Bach, if I sing, I don't know, a piece of Schütz or Brahms. So it was really interesting. And maybe the first teacher I had in music theory, she's Tunda Turkish, and I sang also in her choir, and she was very, very serious, but it was useful for me because I get used to sing the intervals, all the solmization, the relative solmization system with hand signs and everything. So I integrated all at a very early age, and now I use it in teaching all these, even if it's jazz, I use the Kodai hand signs and everything. So yeah, quite a long journey.
Yes, and you're a teacher yourself, and you've been teaching for a long time now. So
Yes.
what are the things that you learned from teaching, let's say, and what do you think the values of a good teacher are?
Yes, I think a good teacher is who can scan you quite fast, scan you and understand your strength points and weaknesses, and then maybe can motivate you or can give you some tips while still keeping the focus on your good qualities. And what I learned from teaching, I think I learned not to take myself too seriously. I think that's what I learned, because I just realized that there are so many people and so many aspects and ideas and attitudes that it's better to stay the most flexible and open to any kind of aspect or idea, and not to represent something that I believe in. I have ideas, I have my beliefs, but I don't need especially to push it on my students. So it's more an exchange. I think that's what I learned. I learn more and more.
Yeah, I see. So I think it requires a lot of flexibility.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
But of course, it comes also with the routine. So the more I teach, the more I understand a student. So the more flexible I can be. So that's true that I couldn't be this flexible 20 years ago. It comes with the routine. So it takes time.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we have a little bit of time left, so I would ask my last question, which might be a bit more difficult one. So the question is, what kind of attitude and skills are needed as a professional musician or artist in the 21st century or in general? Yeah, so what are the biggest challenges in an artistic career?
I think an artistic career is challenging. It's a constant challenge, honestly. I think, and maybe the best skill is to actually not to take it too seriously. So just to be able to see it as a that you are in a process and try to focus on the positive side of everything. And I think that if you can see the whole art thing or the music thing as a holistic thing, so everything is connected. And then if you can think about that, every it's easy to say, but I think it's an ars poetica that you keep in mind that, okay, if I do this, what's the main aim? So what's the goal of it? And if it's the music itself, then it's cool. And then all the other things, individuality or performing or production and so on, it's just everything is to serve the music. It's a bit pathetic to say, I know, but I really believe that music can lift up people. So I think that we do this to lift up people, to bring us up to high dimensions. So that's cool if we can keep that in mind, and then use all the tools what we can, but still keep it in mind. So.
Absolutely, yeah. So thank you very much again for your time and your insights.
Welcome.
Yeah, and have a nice day.
You too.